Welcome to another Inside with IAIS. My name is Griffin, and we are now deep enough into spring that we're starting to see some little guys pop up. Lots of plants coming up that are now identifiable, and this is the perfect time to talk about one of the projects that we have coming up. At the Institute, we have a pretty large collection of dried plant reference materials. This can be very effective at helping people have examples to look at even out of season of plants that are findable in this area. So this can be a great help to people who are looking to identify plants regardless of the time of year. But we've also had at the museum here for quite a long time a medicinal plant garden. And this medicinal plant garden can show real growing, sprouting, flowering examples of these plants. Having a medicinal plant garden at the Institute allows us to not only have places to collect our materials to dry for our collection, but also has them to be able to collect for, say, preparation for dyes or preparation for any number of different uses the plant might have. One of the things that is a project that we are working on for this year is to redo the signage in the garden. The signage will allow visitors to more easily recognize and identify a number of the plants that were used in this area for thousands of years for food, medicine, dyes, any number of different purposes that they could have been used for. In the process of making these new signs for the garden, rather than use pictures that we take, straight photography, or pictures that we find online of these things, one of the things we decided to do was do the illustrations for the plants in the garden in-house, so to speak. So I've been working over the past bit to do illustrations for each of the plants that we have in the garden for the signs themselves. This process can take a very long time, considering many of the plants are very intricate and might have very specific leaf patterns or ways in which leaves connect to stems or specific styles of bark that need to be recognizable quickly. These plants will start off as sketches in the sketchbook here, and then will become inked and then digitally colored before they're ready to be adopted onto the signs themselves. These signs, once completed and printed and installed, should provide some more information and a fun activity of kind of hide and seek of finding some of these different plants and their accompanying information, not just in the medicinal garden, but some of the surrounding adjacent areas as well. In addition to a number of signs for plant identification and uses, there'll be some additional signs on things like pollinators and honorable harvest for those of you who do want to go out and forage and do kind of collecting. Honorable harvest is a good practice to keep in mind. For those of you interested in seeing the signs once they're up later this year, or anyone interested in learning about traditional uses for native plants, or to check out some of the dried resources we have for reference plants here, come visit us in person at the museum, or come tune back in every other week for more videos like this on Inside with IAIS.